Okay, this is writing and solving linear equations. What you're going to do is you have 30 problems to work. You have 10 on the front, 10 on the back. And what you're going to do is that for each one, like for instance, the product of x and 6, well, you would simply just write this as 6x. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through each one of these problems. Now, be careful when you look at things like such as more than. That's an indication that you're going to be in addition. Product is an indication of multiplication. When it says sum, that's going to be an indicator of addition. And of course, whenever it says decreased by, that's an indication of subtraction. So be careful with that. Don't be confused when it says half x. That simply is 1/2 x. Decreased by is an indicator of subtraction, and of course by 4. And you're going to do the front side and the back side, which are all 30 problems. When you are done, I want you to discuss amongst your table and compare your answers to see who is correct, who is not correct, and who can justify their answers with the rest of the group. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a yellow sheet of paper, and what you're going to do is there are 6 purple cards on your desk. You're going to take one of those cards, such as this one, 6 less than half x, and you're going to write that in the top upper half or top corner of the first blank space. So 6 less than half x. So here is half x less 6. And you're going to put an equal sign next to it. What you're going to do is you're going to find someone else in the room, and they're going to have chosen their purple card. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to write down what they wrote on theirs. So if this is person 1 and this is person 2, well, you're going to write theirs down. X decreased by 5. X decreased by 5. Now what you have done is you've created an equation. And what person number 2 is going to do is where you have this equation, this was theirs. And they're going to write your equation down. And you're going to sit down together and you're both going to work your problems. And then you're going to compare your answers to see who is correct. If you come up with the same answer, chances are that you both are correct. So let's try this. In this particular problem, I have a couple of options. I can get this x by itself, so I would subtract 1/2 x on both sides. Sometimes you can do multiple steps, so at the same time, I'm going to get this x by itself, so therefore I'm going to get rid of the 5 by adding 5. This eliminates, and this eliminates, or cancels out. And over here, -6 plus 5 is a -1, equals. This is a 1x, so 1 minus 1/2 is simply 1/2 x. Now, you can either divide by 1/2, because it's 1/2 times x, or you can multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. Now remember, when you multiply a number by its reciprocal, it cancels out. And you're simply left with just 1x, or x. Over here, you have 2 over 1 times -1. Therefore, the answer is -2. Now, you could do one of two things. You could go back up here and check it by plugging in -2 for x in both sides and see if both sides become equal to each other. The other option is to check with your partner. All right? Right here, again, I'm going to add 5 to both sides, one at a time, and I get x equals 1/2 x minus 1. I'm then going to subtract 1/2 x, and I end up getting x over 2, which is the same as 1/2 x, equals -1. I'm then going to multiply by 2, because that gets rid of the denominator. I'm left with x, and that gives me -2 as my answer. Now, as you can tell, I let my equal sign come straight down, or at least I try to. And both of these answers are exactly the same, so the chances are that problem is correct. Once you have finished this problem, you will then exchange cards. So if person number 1 had this card and person number 2 had this card, you'll then exchange cards, and person number 1 now will have x decreased by 5. You will go find a different partner. Person number 2 now has 6 less than half x. You will go find a different partner and write down your new problem and do the same steps over and over again until you have finished all 10 problems. That is today's lesson. Thank you.